Karen, are you in Colorado right now?
Did you say me?
Yeah.
No, Arizona.
Oh, okay.
We just got back from Nevada. This is home now in Arizona. We're leaving for Colorado on the 20th or 21st.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember you telling me you were going to go there. Cool. Well, enjoy.
All right, we're letting a few more people in. We are live streaming. Welcome, 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 everybody. I'm going to go ahead and mute you if you haven't muted yourself already, just so we can keep noise down for a little bit tonight. I may have some times where we can unmute, though, which will be fun. Let's see. I think we got everybody coming in. All right. I think we are good. And I'll keep watching to see who else is being added in or requesting to be in as we go. But I wanted to get started as promptly as possible. Welcome. It's awesome to have everybody on here tonight. Feel free to use the chat feature of our Zoom call, because I love when things are interactive. I want to make sure you're awake and having a good time with us. A couple of housekeeping notes as we get started. You are definitely going to need something to write on, because you're going to be writing down some goals and vision tonight. So this is definitely the time to go run and get some paper and a pen or pencil. And then also, if you have an essential oil, especially if it's one that you are excited to use for all of 2022, grab your oil. I'm going to shut the music off here. I forgot my jazz music was on. I love jazz. If you get to know me well, you will know that I am a piano player and I love music. I've done actually some fun classes called the Music of Essential Oils. We do a lot of frequency kind of stuff. And so jazz music is one of my absolute favorite things. If you ever can't find me, if I've ever gone missing, go to the local jazz lounge here where I live and you will find me, I promise. You'll find me sitting there probably by myself listening to the jazz pianist, because he's so awesome. Anyway, welcome. It's great to have you guys on here. So make sure you have a pen and paper and an essential oil, because that is going to come in very handy at the end of the night when we lock all of these goals and visions into place that you're going to write down for tonight. This may be a little bit different than you've ever done before. If you've ever done a goals and visions class, I don't know. I would love to know in the chats, actually, if you have done something like that, right? Let me know if you've ever done like a vision board or a goals class where you really focus. A lot of people, it's amazing. And I'm actually going to help add. Yes, Angie, I saw your message. I'm going to, oh, you know what? I don't know if I can make you a host, because I'm going to have to screen share in a minute. Will that mess me up? I think we're okay. I might add you as a host, a co-host in a minute. So yeah, let me know. It's interesting enough, because one of my favorite questions to ask people when we go out to restaurants and things is my husband and I are pretty friendly people, and we love to talk with the waiters and waitresses and hostesses, busboys, all of them. And often I ask people, is this your dream job? And they look at me like, my dream job? I have no idea what my dream job would be. And it's amazing how many people never really set goals or set like a vision for their life. There's a verse in the Bible that says, a man without a vision will perish. And I have seen that over and over and over and over. When I see people with severe depression, with anxiety, with illnesses, one of the first things I like to ask them is like, what's your vision for life? Where do you feel like you're going to be? Do you feel like you have a purpose for life? And often they're clueless. And so there's not a lot to quote unquote live for. So one of the best things we can do for our health, to be honest, is create vision and goals for us. I'm also certified as a natural wellness practitioner. And one of the things I love about my certification process is very holistic view. And we incorporated faith, we incorporated mindset, we incorporated water and sunshine, all of those pieces and parts. So to me, this vision and goals class workshop is all encompassing. So we're going to kind of tackle a lot of those different areas tonight, if that is okay with you. If it's not okay with you, you are welcome to exit the Zoom room. But no, I'm excited that you guys are all here. So I'm going to share my screen because I do have a PowerPoint for you. As long as you all are ready, put a yes in the comments if you are ready to get started and tackle some vision and goals for 2022. Stick a yes in the comments. Yes, I love it, love it, love it, love it. Welcome again to everybody. Let me get my PowerPoint up and running, and I will share my screen. Share screen. There it goes. Okay. And we're going to go into present mode. If I can get all the little things out of the way. Oops. Oops. We are, hold on a second. It's like in the middle of the PowerPoint. I love it. You guys, technical difficulties. It's amazing. Oh, there we go. Now it's on the right place. Okay, there we go. Share screen. One more try. Bam. Focus on your vision and goals. We are going to see why later the word focus is extremely important in my little world of the Ruby K way to do things. So here we go. Focus on your vision. So here's what we're going to do in tonight's class. We are going to clarify some goals, and we're going to actually start with one very specific goal tonight. But what I would like for you to be able to do is utilize this video so you can watch the replay, you can watch the recording, and go back through it and tackle other areas of your life. But for tonight's purposes, we're really going to hone in on one area so that you can build a skill set that's going to be able to transfer and translate into other areas of your life as well. So we're going to clarify exactly the area for you to focus on tonight. We're going to create a vision. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how to create a vision board and even an iMovie, because this is a really big piece of the puzzle. When you can see it and visualize it, that's huge. So I'm going to help you do that tonight. And then we are going to lock it in with what I call the focus technique. How many of you know what the focus technique is? My comments disappeared. So comment in the comments, so maybe they'll pop back up for me. Probably because I'm doing a full screen, I can't see your comments. Oh, that's going to be terrible if I can't see your comments. I might have to like revisit that. Oh, wait, there we go. Chats. I got it. Okay, yes, yes, yes. So a lot of you already know what the focus technique is. We are going to use that tonight to set into place your goals for 2022. And you will be so surprised at how this is going to work and trigger all the things for 2022 to get you back on track. Okay, so we're going to do that later with the focus technique. I'm going to explain all about it if you don't know what it is. This is an interactive workshop. So again, be ready to create, be ready to write, and be ready to lock in those goals with your favorite essential oil. If you do not have an essential oil, you can use really anything that has a fragrance, a smell. I personally recommend something that's natural. So I would rather see you go to your herb cabinet in your kitchen and grab like rosemary herbs or fresh basil. If you don't have an essential oil, then go to like a candle, if that makes sense. So if you don't have an essential oil, go grab an herb from your pantry, and that would be a great way to do this too. Or oranges. Yes, you could go grab an orange, grab some piece of fresh fruit. That would be an amazing way to lock in this at the end of the night also. Okay, so a little bit about me. I do have a degree in leadership and organizational management. And I say that because I absolutely love helping people discover their best part of them. Like, what is your unique talent? What are you here for? What is your purpose? What is your purpose? Like I mentioned before, a man without a vision will perish. And I really love helping people find what their purpose is. I love helping them find their vision. I love helping the bigger picture of things within the details of each person. So I love doing that. I have a strong background in events and production. I've worked for National Geographic and Discovery Channel, all kinds of fun things in organizing events. So I have utilized all of those things now to be able to start really honing in on what I love. And my vision for 2022 is actually to help female entrepreneurs get training and resources and workshops and events that will help you find out who you are called to be, to live your very best life and to grow a business. So I'm excited about 2022 because I'm going to be doing a bazillion workshops and trainings and events and courses and all kinds of those things to help you discover who you are at your very core. So this is a kickoff kind of event to what we're going to be doing in 2022. Like I mentioned before, I do have, I'm also certified in many things like life coaching, color therapy, all kinds of cool stuff, natural wellness. And I love utilizing all the pieces and parts when it comes to discovering you, because what you may not realize, and we're going to talk about this in a little while, but what you may not realize is some of those biggest complaints that you have, maybe an ailment, a sickness, a health concern, actually could be the magic message to what your purpose is. Can you even imagine that? Like your biggest complaint, your biggest ailment might be exactly what you are called to do in some way. So I love helping people discover that and talk about it. It's pretty interesting and kind of out there sometimes, but it's like magical. So it's really fun to do. That's a little bit about me. I'm also a mom of 3 and a wife to my high school sweetheart, and he's very cute. And he is a personal trainer, and he also has been in a golf course for a long time. He loves all of this stuff too. So it's really nice to have a partner that goes along with me on all these cool things. So I just want to give you a little quote to start out with as we're talking about vision that says, "It's not what you look at that matters, it's what you see." Have you guys ever heard that saying, like, you're not, or you can hear me, but you're not listening? You can hear me, but you're not listening. Like, it's the same kind of thing when we can see something, but the perspective is really influential. We might visually see something in front of us, but to visually see it mentally is a whole nother ball game. So you can look at something, but what you see is what really matters and how you see it. So we're going to kind of tackle that tonight too. Okay, so here's how we're going to start the night. I would like to know, and this is where your pen and paper comes out. So we're going to get started. We're going to dive right in, if that's okay with you. I choose for you to be happy in 2022. Would you like to be happy in 2022? Like, the last couple of years have not been as happy as I would like them to be. We've gone through a lot, you guys, as a world, as a country. We've gone through a lot of stuff, but I choose to be happy in 2022. If you agree with that, put the word happy in the comments. I would love for you to be happy alongside of me. I like happy people. I like working with happy people and hanging out with happy people. And a lot of my groups now, we are going to be getting together in online like this and in person, and we're going to be happy together. How does that sound? I just want to be happy. So here's how we're going to determine tonight which goal to start to look at, or which part of your life, because there's all these different places. Like, oh my goodness, I could have so many goals. Do we want to focus on business? Do we want to focus on finances, like becoming debt free or paying off some debt? Do we want to focus on a relationship? Maybe your marriage is struggling. Maybe you have a hashtag teenage daughter like I have, which is like every other minute is a struggle. Sometimes she's my absolute best friend in life. Other times, I don't even know where she came from. Maybe Mars, maybe Jupiter. I'm not really sure. So maybe it's a relationship you want to work with. And here's how we're going to determine that. Okay, you're going to take a minute, and I want you to think about, what do you complain about the most? In what area of life do you find yourself either arguing with your spouse about? Now, we know typically that's usually financial. but it might not be. It might not be. What do you complain about or argue about the most? What do you wish would be different? Maybe about your health. Maybe it's like, if I could blah, blah, blah with my health. Maybe it's release 50 pounds. Maybe it's stop having allergies. Maybe it's stop fighting with my husband. Maybe it is, you know, whatever, there's all kinds of things. Or maybe you just feel lost. Like, if I could hone in on my purpose, if I could clarify what my vision is, if I could really know why in the world I'm on this planet, if I could really tell people about XYZ, then maybe they would understand me. What is it that you complain about the most? Even if it's in your mind, because it might be something that's very silent out loud, like you're not telling anybody else, but in your mind, you might be always seeing, every time you look in the mirror, it might be something that you're really upset about, or it might be that thing that you are very vocal about. Okay, so what do you complain about? What do you wish could be different in your life? What causes the arguments? Because this is where I'd like to choose. You got to, for right now, let's choose one category. You might have several. You might be like, oh my gosh, my health is a disaster. My relationships are a disaster. I need a new car. I need da 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 da. Like, there might be a lot of things, but let's think about truly the one category in which you just feel like, if this was out of my life, I would be happy. I would be so happy if just this piece was out of my life. I didn't have to worry about this. What keeps you up at night? What wakes you up at 3 in the morning in that kind of anxiety state? What is that for you? Okay, so thank you for putting a lot of these in the comments. I'm seeing finances, I'm seeing weight, I'm seeing finances again, I'm seeing business, kids' future. Yes, mamas, you guys, we stress about a lot of stuff. We might even just feel overwhelmed. Like, if I could get organized, okay, that might be the goal. If I could get organized, I would be happy. If I could like have 3 more hours in the day, I would be happy. So really think about what that is for you. I'm going to give you just like a kind of a quiet moment. We're going to do these kind of quiet moments a couple times throughout tonight's workshop, just for you to really think about which one. And if you've written down several, make sure you're writing them down on actual paper also. If you've written down several, go ahead and circle one that is like sticking out to you. This is between you and the good Lord above. So if you need to put some hard stuff in there, if there's an addiction, if there's a behavior, if there's an attitude that you're like, I don't want to write about it, I don't want to say it, but I know this is not good for me. I know, like that little voice that is always yelling at you going, you shouldn't be doing that, you shouldn't be doing that, you shouldn't be doing that. That's where we want to focus. So let's, for the purposes of this, choose one. Like I said, you can go back and do the same system with all of them. Okay, so I just want to teach you the skill set tonight with one, because it's going to make a lot more sense and really clarify it with one. And then you could absolutely use the same skill set for every single area of your life. So choose one. I'm going to let you guys just think on it for a minute, because I want you to really process, because if there is that little still small voice that's saying, you know, I know you think that this is the thing, but this is really the thing. So just give yourself a moment. Sometimes silence can make us feel really awkward, but allow the silence to speak to you and allow it to like really hone in on what you should be focusing on for 2022. Only you know what that voice is telling you. And you might be trying to hide it or cover it up with something else. You might be saying, well, if my weight were better where I'd like it to be, then da 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 da. But you might also be thinking a little still small voice that says, I kind of know why it's there. Maybe it's actually this that I need to focus on. my finances. Okay, is that making sense for you guys? You guys getting that? Okay. All right, so we've chosen a category. Awesome. I attended this really awesome event this weekend. I am all about events, you guys. I love events. I love to go to events. I love to attend online. I go in person, whether big or small, even like birthday parties, all the things. It's really fun. I just think it's fun to get together with people, and change happens so much when you're at events. Often the biggest part to me that is life-changing at events are not like those big motivational quotes that the speaker's like, I'm going to nail this with this, topic, da, 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 da. It's that like little side conversation that happens that you're like, oh, wait, what did you say? So I was attending this event this weekend, and they were doing a panel about whatever topic, and somebody brought up the word procrastination. And the host of the event went into it in a little bit more detail. He said, let's talk about procrastination. So I want to bring this up to you guys tonight. With the goal that you wrote down, with the area, the category that you wrote down, the category, is this an area you've been struggling with for a while? Or is this brand new, like it popped up today? Or is this an area that you feel maybe you've been procrastinating on because it seems difficult, or it seems out of reach, or it seems whatever? Is this an area you've been procrastinating with? So just write the word procrastination or procrastinating, or even put me in the comments if you can relate to, like, this is something you've been struggling with for a while, and for some reason it just doesn't seem to be getting done. If this is what you can relate to, like, it's like, come on already, if I could just get this over with. So yeah, lots of procrastination, struggle for a while, lots of excuses, totally hear that. So now we're going to take that category that you are thinking about right now, and I want you to think about it like this. So here's the way that this coach put it. He did it in a monetary way, and so we're going to kind of do that also, but just go with me for a minute. Let's take that particular category and say that if you were to be able to drive to, no, you know what, let's make it a little bit more difficult than driving. Let's say this: if you could fly to Bora Bora and all this problem would be solved, would you fly to Bora Bora to get this out of your life? So let's look at it for a second. What would it take for you to fly? Okay, well, let's start locally. Let's say if you just had to fly to Vegas, if you had to get yourself to Vegas and this issue would be taken care of, could you get yourself to Vegas? And if, like, a magical fairy wand, the man behind the curtain would say, you're healed, your finances are debt-free, whatever, would you figure it out to get to Vegas? Put Vegas in the comments if you're like, I think I could figure that out. I would get to Vegas to make this issue go away for me, to conquer this goal, to get this done in my life. Okay. What if I said to you, you're going to have to get to Vegas, but you're going to have to get there in 3 hours. Could you make it in 3 hours? Could you get there in 3 hours if it meant that this would be going away? Would you figure it out to get to Vegas? Like, for us, we're in Phoenix, and so that would be a plane trip. I'd have to figure out a plane trip. I'd maybe even need to call, like, my friend to, like, have him fly me, who has a plane and he's a pilot. Okay, so let's make it a little harder. Would you, for this particular category, would you go to Hawaii? Would you go to Hawaii tomorrow? Could you figure it out to go to Hawaii by tomorrow, that you would, and this magical thing would make it go away? You would be like, you know what? If I get to Hawaii by dinner tomorrow, the magical fairy is there and it's going to poof, go away. Okay. Hawaii is, like, somewhat doable. All right. So let's say, let's go back to Bora Bora. If I said you have to get to Bora Bora by tomorrow night, could you get to Bora Bora tomorrow night? Like, literally, could you figure out a way to get to Bora Bora? If this particular issue in your life would completely 100% go away, would you figure out a way to get to Bora Bora by tomorrow night? I don't even know how far away that is. Does anybody know how, like, approximately the flights to get to Bora Bora? How many, I don't know how many hours that is, because there's like a logistical, amount of hours, and it's going to not be cheap. So if you said that your finances were an issue, yet you're going to figure out a way to get to Bora Bora in less than 24 hours. Let's think about that. Okay, so I see somebody in the comments who said, I would try. Well, trying's not going to work. You got to get there, or it's not going to happen. So you'd ask for help. I mean, what would you be willing to do? What is the level of commitment that you would be willing to do to make this particular issue go away? And if this particular issue is not big enough for you to go to Bora Bora to get a magical wand by tomorrow, then we got to talk about a different issue. We're going to look at a different goal. Okay, so I'm helping you guys kind of narrow down something that you really, really, really want to focus on. Okay, 14 hours to Bora Bora. Thanks, Mom, at least from Phoenix. So 14 hours. So that could, if you could get there in 24 hours, what would you do to figure out to get to Bora Bora and make this go away? And if this is not an issue where you'd say like, gosh, okay, plane ticket is going to be by, last minute, it could probably be a $10,000 plane ticket for a last minute flight. And you're going to have to maybe get a COVID test before you go, right? You have to figure that out. You have to pack your bags. You're going to have to figure out, like, if you have a passport, do you have a passport? Like all these things you start to figure out. So what would you do to really make this problem go away? Is it that important to you that you would figure out any way to get there to make this problem go away? And if it's not, if this is not a big enough pain point for you, then listen to that still small voice, that one that's been lingering for a long time, and replace it now with what you want to go for tonight. Does that make sense? Everybody good on that? So I really want you to think about how far would you drive or fly, and how fast could you do it? It's like when we first started in our entrepreneur business that we have, one of the questions they would say is, if your son or daughter suddenly, we would hate for this to happen, but like, let's say your son had something crazy go wrong in the hospital, they had to have a $20,000 surgery within 6 hours. Would you be able to come up with $20,000 to save your son's life? Heck yes. I'd be on the phone with every single person I know. I would be calling, I would be selling everything in my house on Facebook Marketplace. I would be selling my cars. I would be doing anything I had to do to get that $20,000 to save my son's life. So that's the kind of goal where all of a sudden we stop making excuses and we start solving problems. This is where I want you to go with that goal. Okay. Did you hear that again? I want you to listen. You're going to stop making excuses and you're going to start solving problems with this goal. I want you to put it, maybe it's not the level of your son who needs a $20,000 surgery in order to save his life, but I want you to put this goal in that position to say, my job, my business, my family, my health depends on this goal being done. We have to do this. We have to figure it out. And your mind will start to go to problem solving instead of excuses. And that's where we want to be, is in a problem solving mode. Okay, how? Not like, I don't know if I could do it. All right. I want you guys to believe in yourself. You are capable of figuring it out, because you just showed to me in the comments, if that were your son in that situation, you would figure it out. So now the issue is not that you're not capable. You are capable. You are totally capable if the vision, if the goal is strong enough for you. Okay, so that's where we want to go, is that you will figure this out. You will make it happen. All right, how are you guys feeling? Put a 1 in the comments if you're starting to get to a place where you're like, whoo, yes, I want this goal to be done. I am ready for this to be accomplished. I'm ready for this to be out of my life. I'm ready for this to be healed. I'm ready for this to not be a stressor on my life. I'm ready to not be overwhelmed. I'm ready to finally figure this out. Okay, these are awesome, you guys. Lots of 1s in the comments. I love it. I love it. Okay, so now I want you to take that issue, and let's say you made it to Bora Bora. Whoop, whoop. Good job. Good job. You did it. You figured it out. You got to Bora Bora, a magic fairy wand, did a little sprinkle dust over your head, and whatever that is completely went away in your life. I'm going to give you a moment to just think about this as it completely is gone or accomplished. You've done it. You achieved it. You made it. You helped whatever you need to help. This is done. Think about that for a minute. Picture yourself in your mind, visualize it in your mind, what that would look like, what it would feel like to wake up in the morning and this was history. You're like, oh, been there, done that. So take a moment. I'm going to give you like a minute or two of silence because I really want you to absorb what this would be like if it was done. Are you guys starting to see a different vision and feel it? I was going to try to play some music, but then it got all weird. So we're just going to keep it with silence. Silence is good. So really visually, even to the extent where you can picture the clothes that you're wearing. You can picture what your surroundings are. You can picture what people are saying to you. Oh my gosh, you did it. That's so awesome. What does your hair look like? What shirt are you wearing? What is your husband saying to you? How do your kids feel about this for you? How does this change what today looks like versus tomorrow? All right, so let's start to tackle it. I know there's this really popular thing out there called SMART goals. If anybody's ever done goal setting before, you've probably heard of SMART goals. I like to change it up just a little bit to what I like to call shine goals. These are shine goals because when you're able to hit this goal, you are going to be lit up. Literally, your frequency is going to change. You're going to be vibrating at a higher speed because you've accomplished this, because you've done this, because you've given yourself permission to do this. Your cellular level of frequency is going to be moving faster. What happens when it moves faster? It's more lit up. You glow, you sparkle, you're attractive to people. There's less darkness in your life and there's more light in your life. So I like to call these shine goals. So the first letter is very similar to SMART goals. Actually, it's the same. The S in SMART goals is for specific. So we're going to write down very specifically what your goal is that you are looking at for tonight. Okay, so we've already kind of written it down a little bit, like the category, but I want you to be so specific right now. So for example, if you wrote finances in your in the chats or on your paper, finances is a huge category. Does finances mean for you to own 10 apartment buildings and make 7 figures a year? That's finances. Does finances mean for you to pay off a $10,000 credit card? That's finances. And then even more so, does finances mean to pay off a $10,000 credit card in 6 months? Or does finances mean I need to get a second job? I choose to get a second job that's making $40,000 a year or an extra $10,000. So as you get really specific, because just to say finances, it's too broad. Your mind cannot hone in on this goal if it's that broad. So we got to really be specific. So if you're saying it's weight, okay? If you're in the health category, I need to lose weight. Okay, tell me exactly how much. 27 pounds? 27 pounds need to go away. Even be more specific, because here's the thing about weight. As my husband teaches me all the time as a personal trainer, the weight may not always be the issue here. It might mean muscle mass. And he has, as he trains people and they do weigh-ins and they do body fat index measurements and all those kind of things, people often see that their weight might stay exactly the same, but their muscle mass has improved. So they have more muscle, they have more strength. So we don't always just want to say, I need to lose 37 pounds. You know what? Because that might be deceiving when you step on the scale. If you've really been doing a great job in walking and strength training, you might actually not lose the same weight, but you're going to see a difference in your body. You're going to see a difference in your health. So let's focus more and be more specific on exactly how you want to feel and how you want to look, or like say, hey, I want to get into these jeans again. I want, whatever that might be, get really specific about it. Okay. If it's a business goal, be really specific about that. Sometimes we overcast a vision or a goal. We say, I want to get 3 promotions in 2 months. And it's like, actually, the reality is like 1 promotion. So let's go for 1 promotion. And what is that promotion? Do you know what that promotion is? Do you know what it takes to get that promotion? Do you need to level up in a skill in order to get to that promotion? Do you need to have a certification in order to get that promotion? Do you need to talk to more people and sell more products to get to that promotion? Like, what exactly is that business goal that you have? Like, don't just say business or I want this promotion. Like, be really specific. What exactly is that promotion that you're looking for? Get really specific with it. And if you need to come back to this after tonight and even make it more specific, that's totally fine. I'm just kind of lining it out for you so that you can get started with it. Okay, so I love the H part because it is the happiness factor. I want you to rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most happy ever. Okay, this goes along with the pain point. If that pain point is out of your life, that argument, that overwhelm, that stress, that burden is out of your life, literally, how happy will this make you? 0 being like, it won't change anything, and 10 being like, this changes my world. What's the happiness factor? Rate this goal. Rate it on a scale of 1 to 10 of what the happiness factor is if this were to be achieved or when this were to be achieved for your life. Just so you can, and it's totally fine. If you say, it'll raise my happiness about 3, I'm a pretty happy person, I'm good. That's totally fine. I just want you to be real with it so that your expectations are identified. Because if you're thinking that this particular category, if you say like, my whole world is going to be changed if I get rid of this $10,000 credit card, and then you get rid of the $10,000 credit card and your whole world wasn't like totally changed, but you're like, hey, I feel a little better. I'm good. I made my 3 points on my happiness factor. I want you to have realistic expectations for yourself so that you're not overweighing this either. So that you're not saying, everything in my life is going to be a magical unicorn once I pay off this $10,000 credit card. Well, you forgot that you have a relationship that needs to be worked on. You have, some fitness goals that need to be worked on. There's other things in play. Or if this one is like, seriously, if this were out of your life, I would literally be 10 times happier. I would literally be 10 times happier. That's great. That's great. I just want you to know what your expectations are so that when you do achieve this, you're like, I did a good job. All right. So rate your happiness factor. Okay. So the I, so write all these things down. Make sure you're writing all these down. So the I is for investment. What are you willing to invest in order to make this happen? You cannot get something for nothing. Very rarely can you get something for nothing. You likely are going to invest something. You're going to have to invest time to go to the gym and work out. You might have to invest in a personal trainer. You might need to invest in better supplements. You might need to invest in you might need to sell something. You might need to hire a coach. You might need, there's some sort of investment that you're going to have to do for a give and take. So if it's a $10,000 credit card that has to be paid back, maybe the investment is that you guys are really strategic on your grocery shopping. And the investment is putting together a list of exactly what you need and not buying anything extra so that you can put that money towards your credit card debt. So the investment is the time of being a little bit more organized so you're not overspending in one category and you're getting that financial burden out of the way in another category. So it might be a time investment. If it's a relationship, you might need to invest in, relational therapist. You might need to invest in a book that's going to help you get through this. You might need to invest in owning your own responsibility, in looking in the mirror and saying, here's what I need to change. That's an investment too. And learning how to change those things so that your relationships are more sound and you know where to go. You might need to invest in a water bottle that tracks how much water you're drinking every day. It might be a small investment like that, but there's something you're going to need to invest. So write that down of what you think you'll need to invest in order to accomplish this goal. How are we doing so far? You guys, is this making sense for you so far? You getting it? Good. I like all the head nods. Okay. So the end, because this is where it starts to really get fun. The end is where we're going to take this to the next level. So let's say your goal is pay off $10,000 in credit card debt. What if you take that to the next level and you say, not only am I going to pay off $10,000 in credit card debt, I'm going to save $1,000 into a savings account. That's next level. What if you say, not only am I going to do strength training to improve my performance and how I can walk, but I'm going to start making sure my arms are up to par too. I'm going to do some strength training with my arms. What if it was in your relationship? Let's say you really want to work on a relationship with your spouse. Next level is going to be, you know what? When I learn these skills, that's going to help me with my spouse. It's also going to help me with my sister. It's also going to help me with my mother-in-law. This is next level thinking. So in the comments, if you're brave, write in there, what would be a next level? And it doesn't have to make sense to us, but what would be next level? Take that goal and make it next level. How could you even expand it a little bit more? Same category. So if it's a health category, keep it in the same category along the same line. If it's a fitness or if it's business or finance or faith, if it's like, hey, I need to pray every single day. If I need to pray every single day, maybe I'm also going to journal every single day. That's next level. I love it. Put an addition on the house. Yeah, next level. So maybe you're going to buy a house and you're going to put in a pool. Okay, this is next level. Getting off medications. Yes, 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 yes. And you could start with 1 and next level would be 3. Or next level would be saying, not only am I off my medications, but I am sharing my story of how I did it with people. That's next level. Getting it done and then sharing your story, that's next level. That takes courage. That takes a lot to say to others what you've done and to mentor somebody else. So awesome. So awesome. Okay. And then the E is expert. The E is that you're going to commit to yourself. You're going to figure out how to be an expert at doing whatever this is. So if it is, I need to lose 15 pounds, I want you to commit yourself to say, how do I really do that? Like, what's the best way for me? Is it nutrition? Is it exercise? Is it fitness? Is it, what is that for me? Is it just drinking more water? Do I just need to get out and walk and then become a walking expert? Nail that puppy. Be an amazing walking expert, like so good that you know the right shoes to wear, you know the right route, you have an app on your phone that you're like, I know how to walk. I am such a good walker. I know how to walk. This is an expert at what your category is. If it is paying off $10,000 on a credit card, it's going to be like, I'm an expert because I know exactly how much percentage I'm being charged every month on this. I know how to pay it off faster. I know how to do it again. I know how to help people. Become an expert in the financial category with this part. Become an expert with this. If you're doing a business, if you are growing a business and you say, like someone said, sign up someone in the business, that's a great goal to have. And that would be next level. What does it take to sign up someone in the business? Do you know how to share, your link to help them get signed up? Do you know what to do with them? Do you know the compensation plan? Do you know all of those things that when they sign up for the business, you are ready for them? That's becoming an expert. Prepare yourself as if you've already done it, because you're going to need to do it when this is coming. We always say, like, you've got to get the skill there first and the other stuff will happen. So figure out what the skill is that you need to become an expert in this category. Because if you're like, well, I need to lose 15 pounds, I should probably go on a walk, but I don't know if a walk is the best. I mean, I was reading something else that said maybe I should do yoga, but then I was reading something else that said maybe I should just go sit in a sauna, but then I was reading something else that said maybe I should go swimming. Well, you're not an expert on anything and you're still not getting it done. So find a path and figure it out. Become an expert so you can say, I'm going to do it through walking. I'm going to share with you, I have this high school friend I came across a couple months ago at our trip to California. And she came to a birthday party. I hadn't seen her in over a year because of hashtag, COVID, lockdown, all the things. She and I have been friends since we were 12 years old. And she's always struggled with her weight a little bit. And she's, super sweet girl. All of a sudden she shows up at this party and she's down, I think, 45 pounds. I was like, oh my gosh, Emily, like, what is going on here? I was so proud of her. And I said, what did you do? And she's like, I decided that I was so stressed and so overwhelmed. So if this is your goal, that you're stressed and overwhelmed, she's like, I decided to become an expert and in prayer and meditation. So what I did is I went on a walk and I just started praying over all the life circumstances. She's a teacher for schools in Southern California. So if you can imagine what her stress level is, they're pretty harsh down there with all the things. It's a lot of stress. And she's just a sweet, caring person. So she's like, I decided to become an expert in praying. So she started to go on a walk and just pray so she could just get her head straight. Then one day she said, I think I'm gonna run to that stop sign. I wonder if I can just run to that stop sign. So she ran to the stop sign and then she kept walking and she's praying. And she realized, like, while she was running, like, these endorphins started happening and her prayer went even elevated in how she was praying. She's like, oh yeah, she got this new set of life in her. The next day she's like, I wonder if I could run, halfway around the block this time. So she did that. And now she said, oh my gosh, I now run 4.5 miles a day and walk a half mile a day. That's my routine. She goes, I became such an expert in praying and running. I didn't even know how I dropped 45 pounds. She's like, it just fell off because I just went into this complete direct mode that was so awesome. And she just became an expert at it every single morning. She just continued. So how can you level up and be an expert in something like that? She just wanted to be an expert in praying because she was so overwhelmed. Okay. All right. So those are shine goals. Any questions so far in any of those categories with being specific, the happy factor, what you might need to invest, how to take that to the next level, and how to really become an expert at something in that category to help you level up where we're talking about. I love your comments coming in, you guys, too. Yeah, it would be awesome to connect with her. She's so awesome. Maybe I'll feature her in my Focus on Your Nose group. I would love to feature her. I'll do that. I'll have her come and do a little interview so she can tell you her story. She's so awesome. Okay, let's keep moving. All right, now I had said, hopefully you guys saw this. At the beginning of class and stuff, you might be on your computer, you might be on your phone. Even if you're on your phone, you should be able to still kind of close Zoom without getting out of here. It'll sometimes let you just kind of close it and open other windows. So it should open another window either on your phone or on your laptop, wherever you are. And so open up another window and Google search a photo that helps you visually see what this might look like. So let me give you an example. For someone who said, sign up someone in business. I've used this, I've literally used this, and it was so cool. I came up with a person. I said, I want her to be about age 35. I want her to be outdoorsy. I want her to have 2 kids. I want her to be kind of corporate mindset. This is who I want to work with. This is my person. I found a picture on Google that represented her. Not even kidding you. Like less than a year later, that person came into my life and I looked at the photo. I put them next to each other. Some of you guys may have heard this story before. And I was like, oh my gosh, she's my Google person. Like I actually like put her on my vision board and she's here in my life. Like it was really, really cool. She lives in Tahoe. Like she has 2 kids. She's the head of a hospital HR department. She loves natural wellness. Like I was like, what? I mean, she's like all the things I wanted her to be. So I want you to find a photo on your computer or on Google, wherever, your phone, that represents this. So if it is a certain body type, if you want to like be stronger for your arms, find a picture of that. If it is a relationship, find 2 people that are happy together. If it is a trip to Bora Bora, Google search Bora Bora and get that photo. And I want you to save that photo to your phone or to your device right now. I'm going to give you a couple minutes to go ahead and do that. And I'm going to stop sharing the screen because if you are on a laptop, sometimes it's hard to find another window when the screen is shared. So I'll give you a couple minutes to find your photo. If you want to find 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 photos that represent this, go for it. Save them to your phone, save them to your device. If you have any questions, feel free to use the chat. If you found a photo, put picture in the comments so I know you guys are good, or say done. Or if you found 2 or 3, put how many photos you found in the comments. As you start to create your bigger vision for your life as a whole, oh, cute puppy with Denise. He's like, good job, Denise. Am I on your vision board? That's so cute. Anyway, as you are creating a full vision board, you'll have different photos for different goals in your life. Okay, so it's all creating a new vision of all the areas of life. So you might have one that represents Bora Bora. You might have one that represents a house or an addition to the house, or maybe a Pinterest photo of what the inside of that addition to your house is going to look like, what it's decorated like. It might be the couch or the table that's going to be in there. It might be you at the yoga studio. You might have many of these pictures. So right now we're just still working on that one category because I want you to add to this later. Cool. All right, so I will share screen again so we can keep moving on. So what you'll do is start to curate all of these together as you go back and find other goals and pictures and photos and put them together on one place. You can print them out, you can cut them and put them on a poster board. I used to go get magazines. In fact, what I used to love to do is go to hair salons, because hair salons are like the only place that still have magazines around, it seems like, for when their people are reading. It's so funny, but they always want to update their magazines. So you can go get old magazines from hair salons, and I would cut photos from magazines and I would put them on a poster board and glue them up there to make my vision board. But you can do a digital vision board, and you can go to something like Canva. You could do Canva is like a graphics maker. You could just put them on a document and put all your photos there and print it out so that it's in front of you, or make it your screensaver on your laptop or on your smartphone. You can also, my favorite way now, if you are a little bit more tech savvy, I actually created an iMovie out of my photos. So I went into my iPhone. I wasn't able to do this with my Android when I had that, but I recently switched to iPhone, like, well, I guess recently, like 6 months ago. And I love the iMovie app. So if you have an iPhone, you have an iMovie app. It comes with your phone. It's totally free. And you can put those photos right into the iMovie and it will play it like a movie. This is the most powerful way to do it. I think it's the most powerful way because then you get to use a sound, like a song. You can put a song to it. And I'm going to talk about that in just a second. And really have like a whole visual experience. So questions coming in online, how do you print pictures? So there's different ways you can do it. If you, like I said, if you know how to make a document online, you can do, you can just put insert photo into a document. So if it's a Word document, a Google document, you can insert photos just as simply onto a document and print that out that way. If that's a little hard or confusing or whatever, then you might choose to do the old-fashioned way like I did with magazines. Or here's another way that's really great timing for it too. Right now we're getting a lot of mailers in the mail, like advertisements in the mail in which, you know, there's a diamond ring. I got one today for Hellsberg. Like if diamond rings are on your wish list, I don't know. But you'll get magazines and newspapers and things like that. So you could clip out, you know, actual things from that if you're a little bit not so sure on the tech part, or call somebody that can help you walk through that. But one of my favorite tools to use is called Canva, C-A-N-V-A. Canva, and it's a free website you can go to in which you can create photos and all kinds of things. So you can pay for paid versions too. I have a paid version now, but you can do it even for free. Like I mentioned, you could go to Google Docs and just insert a picture on a Google Doc. So there's lots of ways to start to do that. If you have more questions about it, feel free to message me and I can walk you through a couple of those resources again. But one of the things I always like to say to people too, I'm like, Google search it. Just go to Google and say, how do I print out a picture? And it'll help you walk through the process of how to do that. Canva is not comparable with my, yeah, Canva, it's C-A-N-V-A, and it may or may not, well, it should be. I used it on my app, on my Android and my iPhone, but maybe they're newer versions. But you can do it on your laptop also. So anyway, lots of fun ways to do that. But again, if all else fails, go get a newspaper, go get a magazine from the store and clip out some pictures that mean something to you. It's a fun way to do it. Okay, so if you, like I said, if you're really tech savvy and you want to do an iMovie, to me, that is now the most powerful way. There's also some websites in which you can create an iMovie also, or you can create a vision board in a movie format. So there's all kinds of real cool stuff. You can Google search just about anything these days and you'll get an answer for that. Okay, so here we go with the focus technique. Here is where I get really excited about things. The focus technique, we break down the letters of the word focus, F-O-C-U-S, and we're going to partner up every single letter with your vision. This is super important to lock this into place. So we're going to take a look at that picture or your vision board or that iMovie, and we're going to hone in on that feeling that we talked about earlier in the evening, where that feeling of like, how will this feel when this is in my life? Or this is out of my life. How will this feel? You really, 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 really need to add a feeling to this. A lot of people miss this part when setting goals or vision. And it's huge, 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 huge. If you don't feel a certain way about it, you're not going to be prompted to move forward with it. And that feeling, you may need to like also say, ask yourself this question. In 1 year from now, how will I feel if this didn't happen? If in December of 2022, I didn't do this, how will I feel? You may need to go there with it for a minute in order to get yourself to go to the feeling of what it will feel like when you do the thing. Does that make sense? So write some comments for me, if you would. When this happens, your goal, how will you feel? What's a word to describe how you will feel when this is done? When you have done the thing, when you have lost the weight, when you have paid the debt, when your relationship is amazing, how will you feel? Accomplished, satisfied, peace, empowered, fantastic. I love your words, you guys. I love your words. How will you feel? Relieved, so relieved. So good, so good. Breathe that in for a minute, you guys. Feel the feelings. It's okay. It's good to feel the feelings. It's going to help you motivate in order to accomplish this goal. Okay, so the second one, the O stands for oil. Now, if you are new to essential oils, you may not know, or if you've never even used essential oils, you may not know that the olfactory nerve is directly, in fact, it's the only sense that we have in the 5 senses, is the only one that is directly connected to memory. And I even learned this in school. It was really cool the week that we studied the olfactory nerve. The only sense that's directly affected to your memory. So think about it this way. We just celebrated Thanksgiving. If you think about smelling the turkey, how does that make you feel when can you like even imagine what the smell of a turkey smells like? Or let's say buttered popcorn at the movie theater. Anyone know what that smells like? Here's a fun one for you. When my husband and I were purchasing our very first house back in 2008, there was a million foreclosures. So we were going through all these trashed homes. There were foreclosures and short sales. And I remember opening the door to a home, and a feral cat or something had taken residence in this home and peed everywhere. It was so foul. We opened the door and I could still, I get chills from the smell of that cat pee everywhere. And I even looked and there was like poop on the carpet, and I was like, nope, I don't even care how cheap this house is. No, we're done. So the smell is related to memory and can trigger something so fast, good or bad, good or bad. So we are going to choose to put a smell with this feeling, so that when we smell, this aroma, it's going to trigger this feeling. Does that make sense? So we're going to attach it in our brain. We're going to create a new neuron connection in our brain that is this aroma plus this feeling equals this. Okay. So if you have something next to you, what do you have? Write it in the comments. I have an oil blend called Highest Potential. This is one of my favorites. So I'm going to be using Highest Potential tonight. Lavender. What do you guys have? Abundance. These are good. These are good. If you don't have one, like I said, you may have seen my post or not. You can even go, for example, my daughter bought this little tiny miniature Christmas tree at Home Depot. Well, it's a rosemary tree. Her room smells amazing. And it's just fresh rosemary. So if you don't have an essential oil, you can do an herb. Or like Angie said earlier, an orange. You can go grab some citrus fruits, whatever it is to smell. So we're going to take a second, and I want you to think of that feeling, and I want you to smell your oil. Think of your goal, think of your feeling, smell the oil. We're starting to create that neuron connection. How will you feel when you have done the thing? You've done it. That photo that you came up with is important. As you're breathing in your oil, we're going to add a couple more things in here. The C stands for color. Now you chose a photo, and there might be a dominant color on the photo that you might choose to use. So let's say it's a picture of Bora Bora, and it's this turquoise blue water. That turquoise color, you can also link to your memory. You can link it to this feeling, and you're going to think of that color turquoise, that crystal turquoise water. You're going to link it to the feeling, and you're going to smell the oil. And all these three pieces are going to start to come together. Or let's say the color, let's say if you were wanting to build your business and add somebody to your business, a new business partner, you sign up somebody new. Let's say they have the color of red hair. Every time you see someone with red hair, you're going to think of that. You're going to trigger, it's going to trigger this goal. Does that make sense? Or maybe they have blonde hair, maybe they have dark brown hair, whatever color hair they have. So we're going to match a color. Or maybe they're wearing a red shirt in your vision. Okay. If it's a financial goal, perhaps there is a folder on your desk that helps you keep track of your finances. Maybe you'll choose to go to Walmart, I don't know, and buy a green folder so that you can track your goal of your credit card being paid off. And then you're going to attach that green, because it's the color of money, right? With the oil, with the feeling. So when you see green, it's going to remind you to stay on track with your goal. This is real stuff. This is why McDonald's has the color yellow on their arches. It triggers the sense of urgency. They want you to get in and out of McDonald's really fast. True story. This is color therapy. So there are real things. This is why people use green when they're in a sense of growth. Green is associated with growth. If we think about trees and plants and sprouts, all of that is very much associated with growth. What is money made out of? Trees. Color of money. So we have different feelings for different colors. Choose a color, okay? So you've got your feeling, you've got your oil, you've got your color. Next is your upgrade. And here, this is really, really important too. All these pieces are so important, you guys. We want to say a sentence that is going to affirm our goal. Now, let me give you some non-affirming words. Try is a non-affirming word. I'll try to do it. I'm going to try to lose 35 pounds. Or if you say, I need to lose weight, there are two negative words in there, need and lose. Nobody wants to lose anything. In fact, when you lose something, you try to find it. So if you're going to say, I need to lose weight, you might try to find that weight back after you lost it. We always try to look for what we lost. So instead, what if we said, I feel so happy and grateful now that I fit in my size 8 jeans or whatever. Now that I can do 10 push-ups in a row. I'm so happy and grateful now that blah, blah, blah. I'm so proud of myself for paying or not even paying off my $10,000 of debt because there's still some negativity in there. But what if we said, saving an extra $1,000? That's that next level thinking. That's assuming you've already paid off the debt and you're on to a savings. That's next level. So we're not focused on the debt, we're focused on the savings. Make sense? That's upgraded thinking. That's next level thinking. If it's yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of, if you need an example, you can put it in the comments and let me know. So that's an upgrade. So write down a sentence, take out any negative words in your sentence, like need, try, lose, debt. These are all negative words. We want to rewrite it with positive affirmations. I did a great job doing this. I'm so happy that I finished the house and built the addition. Yes, 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 yes. Nicole, it is happening for you. I have chills, it's happening. Okay, then the next one, the S, is we're gonna put a sound or a song to this. As a musician, I love songs. If you are able to create an iMovie on your phone, then I encourage you to find a song that really pumps you up, that triggers these emotions for you, that gets you all excited for your goal. However, this could be as simple as a sound that's like a clap. And every time you hear a clap, it triggers back into your memory this goal that you're thinking of. You may have heard other techniques, and I'm trying to see if I have a rubber band. There are techniques where people will put a rubber band around their wrist and they'll snap the wrist to keep them in line. That snap, the sound of the snap and the feeling of the snap can help you go, oh, I'm not supposed to do that. I'm supposed to do this. And it can help guide you back into the right direction. So it could be a sound of a snap. It could be any kind of sound really. But like I said, you could even, you could do these kind of snaps. You can do any kind of sound that when you hear that sound, it helps you trigger back into this goal. My favorite way though, like I mentioned, is a song. I love having a song attached to my iMovie. And then if I hear it on the radio or whatever, then I'm like, oh, or if I get stuck in my head, I'm like, yes, 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 I got this, I got this, I got this. I forgot to tell you guys, I'm wearing a shirt today that says, dream it, wish it, do it. I did that just for y'all, because that's what we're doing. Dream it, wish it, do it. Okay, so we're gonna lock it in with the focus technique. Then you're going to look at that board every day. You're going to smell your oil. You're going to do the sound. You're going to say the affirmation, that upgrade. If it's a verse, it could be a verse from the Bible that helps you. If you are anxious and your goal is to not be so anxious, maybe you'll choose a verse like, I think it's Psalm 35:10, be still and know that I am God. And that's your affirmation. That's your upgrade. It could be that too. And I want you to look at this every single day, many times a day. So if it's on your phone, I'll show you guys one of my things that I've done is I put it as a screensaver as my home screen. And so I have my color, it's green. I have my verse, I have my goal. I have some photos to remind me of what that is on my lock screen of my phone. So that every time I see it, every time, you know how many times we pick up our phone and look at it? Any guesses on that? I saw the stats one time and I don't remember what it is. Women do it a lot more than men. I will say that. Every time I look at my phone, it's like a couple thousand times a day. I'm looking at my color. I'm looking at my affirmation. I'm looking at those images. And then I can grab an oil and smell it in and remember what my goal was that I set for myself. Or if you have a vision board up near your room, if you do Post-its around on your mirror, any of those kind of things are really, really helpful for this. I want you to look at it every single day to lock it in. Any questions so far with all of these things? You guys finding the 5 areas? You may need to take some time after this to get each one of those to find your song, find your oil, find your affirmation, and really get focused in on it. Okay, the last little piece and part. I want you to know, I choose for you to know, you're not alone in this. Okay, I see you guys. Debbie, I see you. Kathy, I see you. Angie, I see you. Denise, I see you. Beverly, I see you. You're not alone in this journey. I don't want to leave you here tonight thinking, oh, that was a really cool class, but I probably am still not going to do it. Accountability is huge. Community is huge. Finding a friend to help you with this is huge. They don't need to know all the details, but find a place where you can get excited and be around people that are doing the very same thing as you. You showed up to this class for a reason tonight, this workshop, because there's something in your heart that's driving you for more. There's something in your heart that's driving you for different. There's something unsettled with you that you're saying, you know what? There's a little more that I want to do. There's a bigger piece that's yet to come for me. So you showed up tonight on a Wednesday night online. That's huge. So stay connected with me, stay connected with the other people that are here watching it live. I have a couple of groups that I don't know that you can click on these. I can grab the links for you. I just launched a group called Real Boss Wives. If your mindset for this, your goal was business related, if you're a female entrepreneur and you're growing a business, this is the group for you. We're going to have so much fun doing more workshops like this, more trainings. We're going to get together. I am choosing to do a Boss Wives brunch on Fridays where we get to feature and highlight other business women and have some fun together. So the Real Boss Wives group is a great group. You can just search it, Real Boss Wives, if you're not in there already, and join us in there because we're going to be full of positive conversation and positive talk and all kinds of trainings and resources to help you stay the course. If your goal is health related and you love all the holistic stuff, and it's something alike, you want to get off meds, my Focus on Your Nose group might be a great group for you if you're not already in there. I've started doing all of 2022's planning for my content for that group as well, and to be offering you guys more resources and whatnot. I don't know how many of you know, I was off social media for about 2 years, and it took me a lot of courage and bravery to get back onto social media because of some things that happened to us. And so as I'm getting back on, I'm really excited to have accomplished the goal and had the courage to get on, number one, and now I'm leveling up. That's one of my goals for this year, is to level up and really invest in you guys via social media. So those groups were kind of sleepy before while I was not on social media. They're not going to be so sleepy anymore. You're going to see a lot more of me, and you're going to see a lot more of our community in those groups. Follow me on Instagram if you want, at Ruby K, if you're not already doing that. because keeping those, I'm going to be putting up affirmations and quotes and Bible verses and opportunities to plug into different things. And so keep the accountability going. Invest. Remember when I said that the I in Shine was invest? You might need to invest as something as simple as getting into a group. Invest in checking my Facebook groups or my Instagram to see those positive affirmations in front of you to keep you going. That might just be a short time investment for you to stay accountable. Does that make sense, you guys? Are you guys in those groups already? We are live streaming this into the Real Boss Boys group tonight, and we are excited to be doing a lot more of these Wednesday workshops in that group, as well as the Focus on Your Nose group too. Fun stuff coming very soon. It is in the works. It's getting close to being finished. I have created an online course called You Be You, Unblock Your Brilliance University, in which it's going to do a deep dive in really helping you explore your passion, your purpose, what you're called to be, look at a higher calling for your vision, all those things in the You Be You course. So stay tuned for more information on that coming soon. And that is all I have for you guys tonight. I want to thank you for coming to this Goals and Vision workshop. It might have been a little different than some of them that you've been to before, but I really, really hope and I pray. Actually, I don't hope and I pray. I know, because you're here, that you were here for a purpose. And whether or not tonight at this moment, there was like huge aha moments for you, I know, because I'm a person of faith, that over the coming week, months, and year, some of these seeds that were planted for you are going to last a lifetime. So I thank you for showing up for yourself tonight. I thank you for being in here and investing in yourself tonight. It was so awesome. In the comments, would you be so kind as to put one aha moment from tonight? What is one takeaway from tonight that you're going to move forward with? Could be anything that we talked about tonight. One thing tonight that you were like, huh, that was interesting. That made sense to me. Could it have been the focus technique, an oil, next level? I love it. The next level. Take it to the next level. Yeah, next level. When you put things to the next level, your goal suddenly is smaller. It's easier to achieve. It's really cool. It's really cool. Yes, putting a song to your vision. I love it. I love it. Yes, the song is powerful. Super powerful. So good. You guys, thank you for sharing all of those. I had so much fun with you tonight. Thank you for coming on. I will make this replay available to you. So if you want to go back through it and do another goal, or go back through your goal, if you're like, that was a lot of information, she talked so fast. Yes, Ruby K, that's how we roll around here. You got to listen fast because I talk fast, because I have a lot of stuff that's fun to share with you. So I'll make sure you have access to that as well. I appreciate y'all being on here. Have an awesome Wednesday night. Connect with each other. Get in those groups. Stay accountable. And I will see you later. Bye, guys.